All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Memphis Raceway. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Xfinity Series visits Memphis. It's race number 4 of the season, and it's a little short track action. It's 135 laps tonight. 135 laps tonight, man, and this is going to be a fun one. Memphis is a great track. We've got what it takes to bring home the victory. There's only one way to find out, and that's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, the home of country music, baby, it's Memphis. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory at this track? It's race 4, 135 laps in the bag, baby. Let's get this party going. All right, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. What a great track headed your way tonight, man. Memphis Raceway. Very, very fun track. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, the broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV. Round number 4. And are we really, like, on the back half of June, getting ready to go into July? My heavens, man. Oh, Memphis Raceway tonight, 135 lap race. It's race number 4 of the season, and a great 3/4 mile track here. A lot of room to race, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. As always, appreciate everybody being here, man. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so. I'm 1,000 subscribers now. Wow, I love it. And don't forget to smash the bell to get updates of when races are going live here on TurnLeftTV. Thank you so much for your support. If you're here watching the race and you haven't subscribed, please please consider doing so. I encourage you to come out each week and watch the races, but please support the channel by subscribing. Gets that, what do we say, that beats the algorithm here at on YouTube. Gets more people out seeing the races. Oh, I'm so happy that I've reached 1,000 subscribers. I really am so appreciative of that. That has been a long time. I've been doing sim racing broadcasts for, I think I've got over 600 videos on my channel now. And I do this to, my boys can come back and watch the race after they're done. And I know it means a lot to them, but it means a lot for me to be able to come out and have all these friends show up and race too. It's pretty awesome. Take a look at the schedule here at the Buschwackers Series. Of course, this is race number 4 at Memphis. Next week we'll be at California. Man, that is a high-speed track. 90-lap race there. It's going to be a fun one. I love California. A lot of room to race there, and it's going to be really, really fast. Chicagoland coming up on July the 3rd. Atlanta Motor Speedway on July the 10th. To see North Wilkesboro on July 17th. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, my home, 70-lap race there on July the 24th. And July the 31st, New Hampshire Motor Speedway to finish out the season. So we've got an interesting season, really, here for you. We'll take a look at the point standings. Claudio Bardelli Jr. not here tonight, man. He's watching the World Cup. Brazil's playing in the World Cup. Best of luck to Brazil tonight. They're playing Haiti. 115 points there. Sean Jacobs in second. Arthur Jed. He logged in earlier and then logged out. I think he remembered that the World Cup was on. He's third in points. Preston Hassel fourth. Gordon Carter fifth. Chris Hughes sits sixth. Dana Grover seventh. John Stanley eighth. Mateus Mello is ninth. And Givaldo Spinola rounding out the top 10. Take a look at page number 2. Dennis Udachin in 73 points there in 11th. Tony Furtado is 12th. 13th, Julio Galagari. Roman Semachenko is 14th. Stanislav Pavlov 15th. Don Robillard 16th. Eugene Fedorov 17th. Jesus Iglesias and Gilmar Pachotto make up 18th and 19th. So those are the point standings coming in to tonight's race. Got a little loud music going, don't I? I'm jamming. It's like back in the day when I used to be a DJ. That's right, I used to be a DJ back in the day in a bar. It was a trip. Hey man, coming up tomorrow afternoon, the final race of the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series will be in Texas, baby. Everything's bigger in Texas. June the 20th, that's tomorrow, Texas Motor Speedway in the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Saturday Night Thunder will be back in action tomorrow night. Race number 5 will be at Daytona International Speedway, 70-lap race. Super Speedway action coming up in the Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen Series. That's tomorrow at 9 p.m. And the Tough Truck Series will be back in action at Riverside International, little road course action, 45-lap race there coming up on June the 24th. Race number 5 of that season. So that starts at 8 o'clock. That's Wednesday, June 24th. Givaldo starting us off in here. Good to see Givaldo in here. Best of luck to him. Always giving us the play-by-play there and letting us know what's going on as we approach this race today. Take a look at the track at Memphis. It's a D-shaped oval, 3/4 of a mile, 1.2 kilometers, located in Millington, Tennessee. Not actually Memphis, just outside of Memphis. First 4 turns, banking in those turns. Banking in the turns at 11 degrees, front straight 4 degrees, and the back straight at 3 degrees. And it is a D-shaped oval. You get a little bit of a tri-oval feel as you go down the front stretch, but each end of the track is different. So it's going to be a fun track. A lot of, I think the pit strategy is going to be key here. Man, it's really easy to speed on pit lane, so you're going to have to really mind your P's and Q's tonight. We'll take a look at the actual race keys. Manage those tires. It's tough on tires, man. Corner transition, getting through those corners. Throttle control through the corners as well. Being patient. And again, making good pit stops. We see the 71 getting pit in right there. Slamming on the brakes. That timing line comes up in a hurry as well. So you're going to have to really be Johnny on the spot as far as pit lane is concerned. Whoa, what was that all about? A little warpage going on there for me. Hopefully that is not a thing. Stanislav Pavlov in the garage area doing interviews. Getting his interviews in. Like all those guys getting ready to doing interviews. Kissing the girls. Get a view of this track here in the sim. Nick Apollo, man, he does a lot of these conversions for tracks from rFactor 1 and gets us tracks that would not otherwise be out there. So kudos to Paulo Chachalowski, his work. We're getting ready to go to the qualification session, boys and girls. All right, getting ready to go to qualifications. Drivers out here. I'll tell you what, I was considering not broadcasting tonight because I thought there would be a lot of people watching the World Cup, but we have a fair number of Brazilians here. I know they're playing right now, but we have a fair number of Brazilians here supporting the effort. These guys will be out on the track. Getting some quali in. Nobody wants to be the first one out of the quali. Oh, boy. Oh, look at this. Who is out here right now? Ritsky Novar is out here. My heavens, man. Good to see Ritsky Novar. It's been a long time since we've seen Raven Puff out on the track in the Toyota. He's the first one out. Ritsky Novar all the way from Indonesia driving out here with us. His first lap out here, way up the track. He gets into the outside wall. That's going to scrub off some speed. Raven Puff will leave it a little bit of that car paint on the wall. 23.025 for Raven Puff there in lap number 1. Setting the time for people to beat. Gordon Carter's already done it. Gordon Carter to the top there with that 2X. He's going to have a new paint scheme here very soon. I think next week will be that paint scheme in the car set for him. Sent him to me late last night or late yesterday. 22.267. 22.076 is the top time there for Gordon Carter. He's at the top of the grid. John Stanley, Gordon Carter still at the top of the grid. Preston Hassel is second. Sean Jenkins third. Furtado fourth. Novar is fifth. Let's see where John Stanley can land right now up to the sixth position with a 22.481 for John Stanley. Givaldo out on the track. Let's see where he lands. Blue in the lap or first sector. Red in sector 2. Red in sector 3. 23.595. He drifted way up the track. Way up the track there and got into the wall, I think, and he's fast here in sector 1. Let's see what he can do in the next two sectors, though. Still a chance for Givaldo. He is 9th. Pretty fast there in sector 2, but a little bit off the pace. And let's see, 23.172. Still, now down to P2. P10 is Dana Grover. Jumping up to P3. Dana Grover in the Fireball Flash sponsor machine. He's not in must not be racing for Trax VR tonight. Racing the Trax VR scheme is in the garage or in the back of the shop, and the 89 Fireball Flash scheme out 22.336. Time to beat. Let's see where he is here. He's backed off that. So third for Dana Grover. Good to see him out with us tonight. Dennis Udachin in the 47. Racing the Firehouse paint scheme. 2:07.6 is the time to beat. That's Gordon Carter. Preston Hassel second, Dana Grover third, Jacobs fourth, Furtado is fifth. Let's see this, 22.386 up to sixth for Dennis Udachin. Stanislav Pavlov, you know, he's going to be fast here, so that first one's a little bit off here, but I think lap number 2 is going to be fast here. Let's see, 22.370 up to P6 for Stanislav. Stanislav, let's see. Oh, that was lap 1. Let's see here. Lap 2 is pretty fast here. Oh boy, lap 2. First sector is fast. A little bit off the pace there in sector number 2. Let's see sector 3. He's up to P3. Stanislav Pavlov jumping up to P3, and that's South Point sponsored Camaro. All righty, man. How about that? And it looks like qualifications are over, but not officially, but qualifications over. And we will give you the official results in just about 5 minutes or so. And thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate all the support. Let's get this party started. step on the gas. All right, we are back. Qualifications officially over, and they are now in the warm-up session. If you're just joining us, this is the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster here at TurnLeftTV. And the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series at Memphis tonight. Race number 4 of the season, 135-lap race at this great three-quarter-mile high-banked oval. And it's round number 4, baby. And qualifications have finished. We will give you the results. All right, so Gordon Carter gets the pole there with a 22.076. Preston Hassel will start in the second position with that 22.131. Stanislav Pavlov with the 62 car qualifies in third. Dana Grover in the 89. Toyota qualifies in that fourth position. Sean Jacobs rounds out the top 5 there in the 24 Kubota-sponsored Chevy. Qualifying in that 6th position will be the 9 of Tony Furtado. Dennis Udachin in the 47 qualifies in the 7th position. Ritsky Novar in the 10 qualifies in 8th. Good to see Ritsky back out here with us, man. He qualifies in the 8th position. John Stanley in that Ford, the 12 car, qualifies 9. Chris Hughes in the 7 car qualifies in P10. Take a look at this. Qualifying in 11th is Gilmar Peixoto in the 71. Roman Simonenko in the 3X qualifies in 12th. Givaldo Spindola qualifies in the 13th position. And Arthur Vieta came in a little bit late. I believe he will start in the 14th position, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe that's, forget now. Oh, God. I think that's how that works. These guys get in, but Arthur said, "Hey man, I may be coming in here a little bit late, but I'm ready to rock and roll." Well, Arthur, yeah, man, I've been knowing Arthur for a long time. I was just watching back the other day. I just wanted to see that because we had raced in Alta Velocidad, and I know I've talked about this before, and a great. I think we were racing DTMs, if not, they were GT3s. I think it was GT3 cars, and now that I think of it. And Archer, I think he won that race, but I was running in 4th place, and I was going a lap down, and it was real weather, so it was like saturated with rain and the really wet conditions. I let him get around. And then, man, I biffed it. Ended up finishing in, I think, the 6th position. I lost a couple spots there, but it was good to see. The point is, good to see we're still out here racing together. And he is a fantastic driver. We'll watch him tonight there. Maybe battle for the race win. 27, Preston Hassel, and the 9 of Tony Furtado. They're running together here in the practice session, or in the warm-up session. These guys are some old guard HORL guys. Been knowing these guys for a long, long time, man. Going back to really the early to mid-2000s. I jumped in High Octane Racing League in 2001, just after they really before they started doing official races. They were just setting up some testing and so forth. And back in NASCAR racing, the Pappy days. And then these guys coming along a little bit after then. But great High Octane Racing League, old guard drivers right there. Chris Hughes out here in that 7 car. He's off for the summer, unless he's teaching summer classes. One of our great educators out here getting it done. He's over on the East Coast of the U.S. Roman Simonenko in a 3X. out here tonight. Good to see him out here, one of our new drivers. Racing the High Octane Racing League 3X car tonight. Keep your eye on him. About 5 minutes left to go. Well, I got to get my my pick in here. I'm not sure. My pick to win this race. Wow, man, I'll tell you what. It'll be a tough one. Here's who I'm going to pick. There you go. He's at the top in the practice session so far. All right, my pick to win this race. Some say it's a curse, but I'm going to get it out there. My pick to win this race is Stanislav Pavlov in his 62 South Point sponsored Chevy Camaro. Well, I'm picking to win the race. He's coming back out on the track. Oh, Dana says that Track CR is live at GameCon in Edmonton, Canada. So he's racing from home tonight. Well, hopefully those guys that cheering on Dana will come out and cheer him on here as he races from home. Best of luck to Dana tonight. How about Givaldo, man? Each and every week that I broadcast, Givaldo is out here starting us off in the chat session. He shows up each and every week. Really got to send out a lot of kudos to Givaldo for all the work he does here, getting us going, getting the server going, started on time, I should say, and then each and every week this guy's out here on the track. All right, we got about 2 minutes left to go. I think we're going to do a little restart of the warm-up session because Gilmar has jamming here at 14. Better drop it down a little bit. Man, wake the neighbors up. Sorry about that. We're going to do a restart of warm-up here to wait on Gilmar. restarted warm-up here. All right, we're in a little bit of a holding pattern here. We're going to Giomar to get back. And we'll kick it over to Race. Don't forget, the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series will be at Texas Motor Speedway tomorrow at 1 p.m. Be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Right, here we go. Ready to rock and roll.
Attention drill, all non-essential personnel.
Let's hopefully everybody will stay connected this game, man. I'll tell you what, this game is God. It is a little strange, that's for sure. All right, these guys are joining the grid. Appreciate your patience. Let's take a look at the starting order. All right, starting in first is Gordon Carter. Preston Hassel starts in the second position. Stanislav Pavlov starts third. Dana Grover in the 89 will start in that fourth position. Row number 3 will be Sean Jacobs and Tony Furtado. Dennis Udachin in the 47 is 7th. Ritsky Novar starting in the 8th position. Starting in 9th will be John Stanley in the 12. Chris Hughes starts in the 10th position. 11th will be Gilmar Peixoto. 12th is Roman Simonchenko. Starting in 13th will be Givaldo Spindola. And Artur Vieira starts in the 14th position. All right, here we go, boys and girls. Lights are out on the pace car. And here we go. $135 lap race. And the 2X will get these guys going. For some reason, I told him to start on the outside line. I have no idea, but it is rFactor 2. So 135 lap race, and we're off, baby, here at Memphis. 27 and the 2X side by side, as the 27 used that bottom line and now getting through. So the 2X now falling back to the second position. Preston Hassel, now the race leader. Castle sponsor machine. We got a yellow flag. Big crash here early on. And I had a feeling we'd end up, oh man, John Stanley in the 12. Big crash there. Big crash there. Wow. Take a look here and see what happened. Stanley up on the outside, and then there's contact there with the 71 and the 3X, and then the 68 getting through as well. Take a look here as get these guys restart here, give them one chance.
Attention here, all non-essential personnel.
Guy's going to get another shot at it here. A little bit embarrassing as far as I'm concerned, but all right, these guys are populating the grid again here. We're going to give them another shot. All right, these guys now going to give it another shot here. I think they just practicing, aren't they? All right, another shot at it. As Gordon Carter in the 2X is elected to start on that outside line. Not sure why they lined him up that way, but a lot of guys out here, man. 14 drivers here at this short track. And the idea here is be patient. '62 and the 89 will start in row number 2. 24 and the 9 start in row 3. A lot of time to race here, man. No sense in getting in a big hurry here early on. Gonna have to save those tires too. This thing is tough on tires.
Go.
We're back to green here. And again, a good jump there on the start. Take a look at these guys back here in the mix. Here, the 10 and the 24 side by side. Preston Hassel, our leader. Castrol sponsor machine. Guess we got a clean start there, so good news on that front. Hassel the leader, Carter is second, Grover third, Furtado is fourth, fifth is Stanislav Pavlov. Take a look at Tony Furtado running in that fourth position. On board here with him. Closing in a hurry right there. Almost gets into the back of that 89 car. Gotchin on the high side, battling Semchenko. Semchenko in that 3X car. Those guys still getting after it here in that 47 car, trying to get by the 3X. And he makes that pass. Semchenko now falling back there as Peixoto now giving him a run for his money. Peixoto into 71, battling Semchenko. Good battle there. A couple Camaros getting after it here. That high side will definitely work. Just gotta trust it. It's squeezed into the wall, and Semchenko gets by. Gilmar Peixoto gets by, I should say. Gordon Carter in the 2X running in that second position. Take a look at Sean Jacobs. Jacobs running in P7 in the 24 car. Little room there to catch up to Ritsky Novar. A little distance there between the two of those guys. And good to see Ritsky out here. He's running in the 10th position. Got almost 2 seconds up on P11. Novar running in the 6th position. Up 2 seconds just about on Sean Jacobs. Preston Hassel continuing to lead in the 27. Gordon Carter in the 2X running in that second position. Dana Grover is third. Tony Furtado fourth. Stanislav Pavlov is in fifth. Take a look at John Stanley. Stanley having a little trouble there early on here, maybe saving some tires. Dropping back to that 12th position in the 12 car. And the 3X just ahead of him. And that is Semchenko. John Stanley in the 12. Running in the 12th position as Arthur Vieira running in P13. Not exactly where I would expect to see Arthur Vieira in the 4 car, but he may be thinking tire strategy as far as saving those tires. He dives down to the inside there on John Stanley. And you see the 4 car now picking up a spot as John Stanley falling back to P13. '27 still leading the way, followed by the 2X of Gordon Carter. Got a good battle here between Stanislav Pavlov and the 9 of Tony Furtado. The 62 of Stanislav Pavlov to the inside. The 9 does not want to give up that position. He's still fighting. Good side-by-side racing here. A couple Camaros duking it out. Just ahead of them is the 89 Toyota. Dana Grover. Pavlov ended up pulling off that pass. Semchenko battling. Oh, it looks like Peixoto might be out of the race. Something happened to Peixoto. He might have lost his connection. He's been having some connection issues, which is not uncommon for him, really. So Arthur Vieta now up to P11. Now actually moving up to P10. As Peixoto has retired from the race. So Arthur Vieta now picking up a spot. He's in the 10th position. Preston Hassel is our leader. Gordon Carter running in the 2nd position in that 2X. Just behind him is the 89, Dana Grover. 62 is Stanislav Pavlov running in the 4th position, and Tony Furtado rounding out the top 5. Oh, way up the track there is Vieta using that outside. Is he coming through? Take a look at Dana Grover running in P3 in that 89 car. He's got a whole lot to deal with out of that 62. Is looking like he really wants to get by. Backed off that attempt. Dana Grover running in P3. Good top 3 run here for Dana. Racing from home tonight. Chris Hughes running in the 8th position in that 7 car. Good run here for him. And out there by himself right now. He's got Dennis Udachin about a second back in that 47. Take a look at Udachin in the 47 car. As Arthur Vieta starting to close in and make a battle there between the Chevy and the Toyota. Front of Arthur Vieta's machine as he's trying to close in on Dennis Udachin. Little outside move here. Whoa, you got to be careful. Got to be careful there. But he's, I think he's got the right idea, trying to go to the outside and take that exit of the corner. Oh, he's going down to the inside there. A little snooker job. A little snooker job there for by Vieta on Dennis Udachin. So Vieta now moving up to P9. Take a look at this battle here. Dana Grover and Stanislav Pavlov duking it up. Stanislav in the Camaro, the Toyota, and Dana Grover in the 89 up on the outside line. They're still not done duking it out. Great battle here, side by side with the 62 and the 89. Tony Furtado watching this action. He's trying to figure out who he wants to go with. On board here with Tony Furtado. And Dana Grover holding on to that spot as Tony Furtado, take a look at him at the wheel. He's got a good run here on the 62, diving into the corner. Wow. Oh, boy, some great action ahead. And some good battling going on. Some three-way racing, four-way here was Ritsky Novar trying to get his action into this. Put that Toyota in there, make it a four-way battle. Dana Grover on the 89 continuing to lead that group. As Pavlov is running in 4th. Furtado 5th. Furtado way down to the inside. I don't know if he got loose or what, but he went way down to the inside. He's lost track of those guys for now. He gets that thing gathered back up. On board here again with him. Boy, that car went way down to the outside, or way down to the inside. Great battling here. How about this? Dana Grover and Stanislav Pavlov battling again. Pavlov to the inside. Dana Grover holding on to that outside. And that spot. Look at this. Archer Vieta looking to pick up another spot. He gets around the 7 car. So Archer Vieta getting around Chris Hughes. All that battling going on, and the 27 and the 2X have opened up a little gap on these guys, and these guys are still duking it out. Get out of the back of Preston Hassel's machine. Looks like those guys have got it figured out as Pavlov has now regained that position on Dana Grover. And Pavlov now back up to P3. Jordan Carter running in the second position, and Pavlov, I'll tell you what, man, Pavlov is looking stout tonight. Go back and take a look at this pass here as Pavlov go down to the inside. We saw these guys duking it out before as the 9 car in this mix as well. Pavlov just hold and serve on that inside line and gets by Dana Grover. Some great battling there, man. You really got to work those passes to be able to get around. A lot of duking it out here as the 62 now closing, getting around the 2X. Stanislav Pavlov on the way. Remember, he's my pick to win this race. He's now up to P2. Getting by Gordon Carter, falling back to the 3rd position. Take a look at this, the 47 and the 7 battling it out. Dennis Udachin in the Toyota getting around Chris Hughes. Udachin up to the 9th position. Chris Hughes falling back to P10. So Udachin now trying to set his sights on Archer Vieta, who's in P8. A little bit of a gap there. About 2.5 seconds separate the 47 from the 4. John Stanley, a little trouble there at the beginning of the race. 12, they're trying to get by that 3X. So the 12, Tim Horton sponsored Ford. John Stanley now up to the 11th position. Roman Simonchenko back to P12. Everybody on the lead lap as Givaldo about 3 seconds from going a lap down. We'll take a look at Givaldo here in the 68. He's trying to hold on to that lead lap. As he goes by, we'll take a look at the race leader right there. Closing in as Stanislav Pavlov closing in on him. And Preston Hassel, our leader in that 27 car. 62 closing in. There's about 7/10 of a second separating the two of those guys. About 3/4 of a second, maybe 8/10. Pocono now closing in on Dana Grover. Grover way up the wall, up the track. He might have made some contact with the wall. There might have been some contact there for Dana Grover in the outside wall as Tony Furtado was able to get around. Oh, Nelly right there. Oh, there is contact with an 89. Hard contact coming off the turn as the 9 car now dives down to the bottom side and gets by Dana Grover. Grover losing that spot as he made hard contact with the outside wall. Wow, man, that was a hard lick there. We go back to live as Dana Grover has lost another spot as Gordon Carter's gotten around. So Dana Grover now falling back to the 5th position. That was a hard lick for Grover. Take a look here again as Grover on this outside. And Furtado uses the inside line. Dana Grover just overshoots it, I think. Gets up the track, trying to get back by, and gets into the outside wall. You may have seen that right there. He gets into the outside. Take a look at that as that transpired there. So the 89 car side by side there, and he just exited the corner right here. Exit turn. Ooh, man, hard into the wall off the turn 4. Man, I tell you what, that was a hard hit for the Fireball Flash Toyota. Preston Hassel continuing to lead, and I think we're going to see pit stops here fairly soon. Not seeing anybody on pit lane, but the 27 car in charge at about 7/10 of a second lead over Stanislav Pavlov. Tony Furtado is in third. Grover fourth. Sean Jacobs in the fifth position. Take a look at Sean Jacobs closing in on that 89 car, followed by Ritsky Novar. So Sean Jacobs in the 24 running in P5. Givaldo letting those guys go by. He's now down one lap, running in the 13th spot. So letting a train of those cars go through. The 89, the 24, and the 10 make it through. Gordon Carter's dropped some positions. He's now back to the 7th spot. And I would suggest to you that he's doing a little tire save strategy. Sees the 4 now closing in on him. So Artur Vieira now closing in on the 2X. And Vieira making that pass. Gordon Carter now falling back to the 8th position. As Vieira now picking up P7. Long green flag run here is like that's like what we wanted to see. The 62 closing in on this 27 car. These guys are closing in on Chris Hughes, who is the last car on the lead lap. Now to the front of the Castrol Edge sponsored number 27 as he closing in on Chris Hughes in the 7 car. Chris Hughes going to give those guys a lot of room. So Chris Hughes now going to let Stanislav Pavlov go by. And all that trouble that Pavlov may have with trying to get by Chris Hughes, even though Chris Hughes gives him all the room he wants, is going to let Preston Hassel just run away. Open up some more distance between he and Pavlov. Dana Grover is on pit lane. So Dana Grover making a pit stop here on lap 47. Pit stop's underway. Preston Hassel has not heard anything from him on the radio. Looks like John Stanley also coming on pit lane. I think you're looking at about 40 miles per hour for pit lane speed. As Dana Grover finishing up that pit stop, coming back out on track. So now we've got Gordon Carter on pit lane, it looks like. Also John Stanley on pit lane. You see the 12 car pulling into his pits. Preston Hassel, the leader. He's got about 6/10 of a second lead, 7/10 over Stanislav Pavlov. Stanley finishing up his pit stop. Coming back out on track. Now the race leader indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. So the 27 car making a pit stop here. Not want to speed at this track, man. This would be devastating. Down to 40 miles per hour. The race leader, Preston Hassel, giving up the race lead to come down pit lane here on lap 51. And that's going to give the race lead to Tony Furtado. Tony Furtado, our leader, here on lap 51, now lap 52. Preston Hassel, the pole sitter, taking 4 tires and fuel. Furtado indicating he's coming down pit lane. As you see, Preston Hassel coming back out on the track. We take a look at Tony Furtado making his pit stop. You can see the four of Archivetta finishing up his pit stop. Very good timing there for those guys. So Furtado on pit lane. You see Dennis Udachin finishing up his pit stop. 4 tires and fuel. And I think by the time he gets out, we're going to see this 27 car reclaim the race lead. And that is exactly what happened. So Preston Hassel back to the race lead. Dana Grover is in second. Now Dana had pitted a little bit early compared to these guys, so he has maybe thinking a little strategy here. He's now in the second position as Stanislav Pavlov running in P3. Take a look at that battle there. There's the 62 and the 89 battling for position. 62 down to the inside. The 89 on those fresh tires does not want to give it up. The 62 and 89 here still battling it up. Oh, I tell you what, that 62 tried to get through. The 89 slammed the door. Almost some contact between the 89 and the 62. And Tony Furtado has got a drive-through penalty. Back on pit lane for Tony Furtado. Making a run through the pits because he got caught speeding. Oh my heavens, man. Look at this battle here. Stanislav Pavlov and Dana Grover battling. And Pavlov's going to pick up that position as Grover falling back to P3, and I don't think it's over. Devastating penalty there for Tony Furtado. Now down a lap. He had to do a drive-through. Now going to drive the wheels off that thing to try to get back into the lucky dog position. Preston Hassel where he wants to be, and that is out front. Take a look at Ritsky Novar running in 10th position. How about that, man? It's been a long time since we've seen Ritsky out here on the track, and here he is running in the top 5. That's just a testament to how strong this driver is. Ritsky in that Raven Puffs sponsored number 10. Rolling up on Givaldo, a little lap traffic there to deal with. And he gets by as Givaldo giving him a ton of room. Archivetta and Gordon Carter here battling. A couple Chevys duking it out. And Archivetta to the inside gets by, picking up P6. Gordon Carter falling back to the 7th position. He's now going to try to open up some distance between he and Carter. Archivetta now picking up P6, back to P6. Tony Furtado now getting by John Stanley. We'll take a look at this pass here. Tony Furtado getting by John Stanley. And this is for the lucky dog spot, at least right now. Tony Furtado is in the lucky dog position. However, the car at the tail end of the lead lap is the 47. And looking out of the back of his car, you see Preston Hassel closing in. So Dennis Udachin running in the 8th position. Preston Hassel, our leader. A little bit out of the gas there for Dennis. Feathering that throttle coming through. Preston Hassel has a whole lot of the 62 car to deal with now as Stanislav Pavlov is closed back in. Pavlov all over the back of that 27. 27 gets a good launch off turn 4. Stanislav Pavlov going to try to put this 27 behind it. Wow. Gonna get some tight racing coming up. Artur Vieta now closing in on Ritsky Novar. Good battle here. Ritsky Novar and Artur Vieta battling. Novar in 5th. Artur Vieta in the 6th position. Vieta looking on the inside line. Tucks back in. Ravenpuff diving through the middle of the corner. Taking that spot away from him. Now Vieta to the inside here through the tri-oval. Has to tuck back in. Good battling going on here. Now we got some lap traffic, and that is the 7 of Chris Hughes. As these guys are battling for position. And Artur Vieta in the inside of Ritsky Novar. Good battle between the 4 and the 10. The 4 hugging that inside. Now Ravenpuff is stuck behind the 7. And Vieta gets by. Ravenpuff now falling back to the 6th position. Ritsky Novar giving up that spot. And I'll tell you what, Vieta timed that just right. Used the 7 car as a pick. And Ritsky Novar falling back to the 6th position. Artur Vieta now up to P5. What a pass right there. We go back to live as the 27 got 4/10 of a second lead, 3 to 4/10 of a second lead over Stanislav Pavlov. Dana Grover in 3rd, Jacobs 4th. Vieta is in the 5th position. Thanks to all those chatters out there, all those guys watching the stream and girls watching the stream. I know I get a few girls. Likes the sexy voice. 7 has got a lot of that 62 car to deal with. This is a good battle. 62 just can't seem to reel in Preston Hassel enough to make him worried. Gordon Carter running in the 7th position in that 2X car. Should see his new paint scheme next week. When where are we going to be next week? Where did I say we were going to be? Got to help me out on that. I forget. Wherever it is, he'll have a new paint scheme that week. I'll tell you where it is. I just got to open up Discord and find out. We'll be in California. That's it. There we go. California. The 2X running in 7th. Dennis Udachin running in the 8th position in that 47 car. How about Dennis, man? Getting up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, coming to race, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, coming to race with us. And he lives in Kharkiv, Ukraine, and they're getting bombed every day. Every single day they're getting bombs lobbed on the city, and then he just wants a little bit of normalcy, and he comes out and races with us. Always thinking about him. See the 9 car sideways as he trying to get through this corner, trying to put Dennis behind him. And good battle here between the 9 and the 47. 9 wants that lucky dog position. The 9 to the high side, taking that high lane away from the 47 car. So keep it out of the wall. The 47's got a good run coming off the corner, though. This is 4th position. Dennis Udachin is racing in the 8th position. Tony Furtado is 9th. Furtado trying to find a way to get around that 47 car. That 47 a little squirrely coming off the corner. Furtado to the inside, hugging that inside line. Pocono got caught speeding, had to come down pit lane. He's diving down to the inside here. Does he have enough room to be able to pull off this pass? Side by side with Udachin. Can he clear the 47 car? Making a little bit of room there. And the 9 picking up that spot. Dennis trying to fight back. The Valvoline sponsored machine now up to P8 and in the lucky dog position. Udachin had the right to fight for that spot. Good battling coming on here on lap 79. Preston Hassel continuing the lead. Stanislav Pavlov is in second. Dana Grover is third. Sean Jacobs fourth. Artur Vieta is fifth. Novar, Carter, Furtado, Udachin, and Stanley rounding out the top 10. 7 cars on the lead lap. We've been caution-free, 80 laps in. Scheduled for 135. Take a look at Roman Semachenko. He's 2 laps down in the 3X car. Good to see Roman out here with us tonight. Running in the 12th spot. Good to see him out racing with us here at High Octane Racing League, and hopefully we'll be able to get him a car in here soon. Get somebody painting him a car. He's racing in P12. Givaldo plugging away, man. He's racing in at the 13th position. He is 3 laps down. 68 car. He's going to let Dennis go by. A little communication there. 68 car running in the 13th. I'll tell you what, man. I think Givaldo is such a nice guy, and I think sometimes in the racing situation, he's almost a little too nice. He's got now, of course, he's 3 laps down, and he's letting these guys who are a lap ahead of him or on the lead lap let him go. And I think it's sometimes he's so eager to let somebody by and move over and let him go that really falls back there and gets himself in a hole there. I think he should get racy. Get racy. We go back to live as a 27, going to try to get by that Gordon Carter 2X machine. And Preston Hassel now putting the 2X. Gordon Carter down a lap. Take a look at the 9. Tony Furtado running in the 8th position. Running in the 8th spot, closing in on Dana Grover. Now, Dana Grover is racing in the 3rd spot, so I don't think there's any need for the 89 to really battle this 9 car. 89 of Dana Grover going to let the 9, the Valvoline-sponsored Chevy, go by. Preston Hassel has a 2-second lead over our second place car, Stanislav Pavlov. Now, Pavlov had really battled to try to capture that lead. He closed in to about a half a second behind the 27, but now later in this run, the 27 has been able to stretch that back out. Looking at 2.5 second gap there between Hassel and Pavlov. Rover about 6 seconds back in the 3rd position. How about that? A Ford, a Chevy, and a Toyota, the top 3. Sean Jacobs running in the 4th position in that 24 car as he closing in on Dennis Udachin. So the Kubota-sponsored Chevy going to go down to the inside as Artur Vieta has really moved up the grid. He's up to P5. Remember, Vieta started in the back. And Vieta says, hey, thanks for letting me have a little room there, 47. Now they close in on this 24. Battle for position. On board here with Artur Vieta. Sean Jacobs running in 4th. Vieta on board here with him as he's running in the 5th position. Yellow. Oh, we got a yellow flag. A yellow flag. And Semachenko Semenchenko has, or actually it looks like maybe Ricky Novar might have come around. Take a look and see what happened here. Oh, right there, contact with the 12. Ricky Novar to the inside wall. Hard contact. Ricky Novar was thinking he was trying to get around the 12, but he goes way up the track, gets into the side of the 12, and then into the wall. Yeah, he just drifted up the track there. On board here with him, and see the 12 way up the track, and Novar, oh man, just loses grip and into the wall. Wow, look at this, man, coming off. Whoa, Nelly! And then into the inside wall. So our caution flag, baby. Caution flag. Now we see some guys coming down pit lane. Lucky dog in that scenario was Tony Furtado. Great job to Tony getting that spot, and now gets his lap back. As we see the leaders on pit lane is 27 to 62, and the 89 all on pit lane. We'll follow the 89. The slow crawl on the pit lane, finding that pit stall. Trying to set that car up for a good exit. I always like that. When you're on the corner like that, you don't have to really worry about hitting that car in front of you when you come off that tight pit lane. As we follow in this 89 car, Dana Grover, as he makes his pit stop. 62 in and out like they came. And it's 24 down in the grass. 24 in the grass. I'm not sure what was going on there. But watch this. As Vieta has a great pit stop getting by the 24. And a 24 going through the grass right here. As Vieta got him around him. Sean Jacobs forgot where the pavement was. Well, on board here with Sean Jacobs. Watch this. Sean Jacobs coming out, and then he realizes Vieta's there. He has no room, and Vieta getting through, picking up a little dust. Now Preston Hassel is our leader. Wowza, little drama on pit lane. Little drama. Little drama on pit lane. Take a look at that again. As Vieta. Oh boy. All right.
Green flag, go, go, go.
We're back to green here. I got to pit We got to clear a bunch of penalties here, it looks like. All right, back to green. Looks like we got that all taken care of. Somebody did not obey the track situation, the commands. All right, we got them all cleared. What the heck was that going on? Somebody passed the pace car, got around the track, and almost passed the pace car again. All right, we got her back to green. Holy Toledo, what happened? '27, the leader, but he's got Stanislav Pavlov to the inside. Pavlov went to the inside, but I think that 27 slammed the door. It might have been a little contact between the 27 and the 62. Artevera in third. He says, you guys go ahead, wreck yourselves. I'll take that position. 27, our leader. He's intent on holding that lead. Stanislav Pavlov wants to get that lead, but he's got that 4 car behind him too, so he's got to be really careful on when he times a run there on the 27. That 4 car has been lightning fast. Remember, he started at the back of the field. He has worked his way up. He's worked his way up to P3. Now he's looking at P2 and maybe even leading this bad boy. Tony Furtado trying to get around Sean Jacobs. This battle for the 5th position. Tony Furtado, remember, he got the lucky dog position. He got the lucky dog on that caution flag. So now back to the lead lap, and he's starting to pick him off. He's now up to P5. 24 falling back to the 6th position. We got a great battle for the top spots. 1, 2, 3, all right there together. Throw a blanket over those guys. 27 has been the strongest car tonight, but the 4 really might be a stronger car in that he's worked his way up through the field. The 27 started up front, and that 4 car gets into the grass a little bit. Trying to squeeze through and get by that 62 car. These guys get a little racy. This 4 car is going to be there. Rubbed off a little speed. Touching that grass. Car got a little swirly. Drop back just a little bit. And now back around half a second behind the 62. 4 car, the 89 running in the 4th position, but that 9 car's got a lot under the hood. The 9 and the 89. Battling for position. This 9 car is showing some muscle. He's to the inside. His 89 car does not want to let him go. Take a look at this 9. He has to tuck back in as the 89 holding on to that spot. 89 is so good at... Oh, man, he gets into the outside wall. He gets into the outside wall. I was just about to say he's so good at picking those lines and sort of predicting where that guy's going to go, and he gets into the outside wall, and Tony Furtado now picking up that position. Wow, we saw him do that earlier in the race. So Dana Grover got into the outside wall, and Furtado picking up that pass, or picking up that spot right there. We saw that, man, sorry, we got to back it up. That's the only way I can get to it. Right here. See that contact? 89 into the outside wall. And the 9 was there to pounce. On here, on board with the 89, as the 9 as the 89 got into the wall. And the 9 car picking up that spot. The 89 now falling back to the 4th position. Tony Furtado now in P3. In P4, I should say. As Grover falling back to P5. I got to figure out where I'm doing. Where am I at right now? People are shooting off fireworks outside my house. So, we got fireworks happening here. What are you talking about? Preston Hassel continuing to lead. He's opened up about half a second, 0.6 or so on Stanislav Pavlov. Vieta is in 3rd, Furtado 4th, Grover is in 5th. Sean Jacobs running in that 6th position, and he is closing in on Dana Grover for the 24 and the 89. I'll tell you what, you want to see some great battles. You should see the 24, the 27, and the 89 in the Saturday Night Thunder. Those guys are just constantly racing each other each and every lap, man. They're so tight together. And what great racing we have in that Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen Series at 9 p.m. tomorrow. It's going to be such a wonderful race there. The guys are going to be at Daytona. Hassel has stretched out that lead to almost a second. He's 9/10, 8/10 gap there, almost a second.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, Pavlov's come around. Stanislav Pavlov around. Stanislav Pavlov is around. He's back out on the track. So a caution flag. It looked like Pavlov would come around, but take a look here. Sideways for Pavlov as he's coming around the corner. Whoa! And he got her. Oh, boy, Vieta got through that. Vieta got through that. How in the world did Artur Vieta get through? Look at this. Pavlov is sideways, and Vieta goes to the outside. Wow, what a move by Artur Vieta. What a move by Artur Vieta to get around. See, Pavlov gets sideways and Vieta goes to the outside. Right here, watch this. And we had another incident, separate incident here. Take a look with this situation. I'm not sure what these guys were doing. Novar going down to the inside. Dennis on the inside, going down, and Dennis was there. And see the 7 car gets caught up in that as well. I'm not sure what those guys were doing. I mean, we're under caution here, and now these guys are separate incidents. All right, these guys get a little ahead of themselves. As you see the 9 car now coming down pit lane. He's got the lap led, so he's coming down pit lane. '27 back to the race lead, and look who is going to start on the outside, and that is Artur Vieta in the 4. Dana Grover and Stanislav Pavlov will start in row number 2. All right, here we go. Getting ready to go back room. Getting ready to go back green.
Green flag,
7 and 4.
Go.
Side by side here. 23 laps in and 24 laps in. We are 9 to go. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes. I apologize for that. Guys are behaving badly. 27 and the 4. 27 down to the inside, guard that inside line, opening up about 4/10 of a gap on Artur Vieta. I thought Artur was going to go watch the soccer match. 89 and a 62, battling it out. 24 in 5th. He's watching this battle. That 89 car wants to get around a 62. Might just have the speed that he needs to do it, and he does. 62 staying on that outside line. Artur Vieta just ran the fastest time, 22.172. It's the time to do it. He is all over the back of the 27. Ford versus Chevy. Preston Hassel and Artur Vieta. Grover, Jacobs, and Pavlov, 3, 4, and 5. Sean Jacobs picking up the spots. Take a look at this. Sean Jacobs to the inside of Stanislav Pavlov as Grover made some room. Opened up that gap in the 24, flipping a switch. And he's now up to the 4th position. Grover is in 3rd, and I think it's go time for that 24 car. Pavlov not done. Battle for the race lead. Archer Vieta to the inside of the 27. Archer Vieta gets around that Ford. And Archer Vieta to the race lead. Preston Hassel in 2nd, and that's going to leave the door open for Dana Grover. Here's lap traffic ahead. Will these guys catch it? Archer Vieta starting in the back tonight. Worked his way up through traffic and has gotten around the race leader. Archer Vieta to the lead. Preston Hassel now back to the 2nd position. We got some battling going on with 5 to go. 6/10 separate P1 from P2. P1 showing some muscle here, but remember, Preston Hassel, he is strong in that Castrol sponsor machine. Gonna play a little defense. That could cause some problems for him. Instead of just focusing on that 4 car, he's got to worry about that 89, Dana Grover. Fireball flash. Oh, I tell you what, Preston Hassel got sideways there. He was drifting it through the corner. Burning up those tires, and now the 4 car is going to extend that lead. 2 laps to go. It's like 3 laps to go. We cross the start-finish line, we'll see 2 to go. There we go. 2 to go for Archer Vieta. Preston Hassel trying to hold on to that 2nd position now. Vieta getting by some lap traffic. 1 to go for Archer Vieta. NASCAR BR sponsor Camaro down the backstretch. Into turn 3. And Archer Vieta in the right place at the right time, and a lot of hard work comes away with the victory. Wow. How about that? Archer Vieta with the win here at Memphis. You got to be kidding me, man. What a run there for Archer. What an amazing run there for Archer Vieta. What an amazing run there for him. See if we can't get a view of this car. What a run there for Archer Vieta, huh? Just an amazing run from the back to the front. Great job to Archer. Let's see if we can't get a good look at that finish. Or at least enough for the screenshot anyway. So what a great run for Artur Vieta and getting the win. We'll see if we can't get a screenshot here a little bit harder. I was dealing with some other stuff there, so sorry about that. Little delaying going on for me. So what an awesome run there for Artur. See if we can't get him get a screenshot for him. Let's take a look at the final results here before we get too far into this. Take a look at the final results. Artur Vieta gets a win. Preston Hassel finishing at second position. Daniel Grover finishes third. Sean Jacobs finished in the fourth position. Stanislav Pavlov finishes in fifth. Gordon Carter finishes in the sixth position. Dennis Udachin finishes in seventh. John Stanley eighth. Tony Furtado finishes in at ninth position. What a tough break there for him. Roman Semachenko finishes in P10. Finishing in the 11th position is Chris Hughes. Givaldo Spinola finishes in 12th. Ritsky Novar, the Toyota, finishes in the 13th position. And Gilmar Peixoto finishes in P14. So a great job to Artur Vieta for getting the win here in the Buschwackers Series at Memphis. He doesn't do interviews. He's going to watch a soccer match. Great job to him, man. Really a fantastic run, and we get some guys in the chat as well. So good to see JJ out here chatting it up. Me, JJ, maybe he's watching the soccer match, maybe, if it's still going on. They're playing Haiti. Givaldo wishing us congratulations and a good race. It really was an interesting race, man. But a great job to Artur. Artur started in the back and worked his way up through traffic. And, you know, little luck with the caution flags and so forth. But he had a really strong car, obviously. And the NASCAR BR sponsored number 4 car in victory lane. Well, next week we're going to be at California right here. Same channel, same time, race number 5. It'll be California Speedway, 90-lap race coming up next week, 26th June, starting at 9 p.m. That's when the race starts. High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series will be at Texas tomorrow at 1 p.m. 150-lap race. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. That's Texas Motor Speedway in the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. And then after that, the Saturday Night Thunder will be at Daytona. 70-lap race from Daytona on at 9 p.m. this Saturday. Race number 5 of that season. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Are you interested in an rFactor 2 server? Well, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That's EliteHostingUSA.com. Thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Appreciate it. Please hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and smash that bell. You'll get updates when races are going live. It's been a lot of fun here tonight. We've had some issues, certainly, with some drivers doing some funky things, and some server doing some funky things, and some restarts and so forth. But we had a good race nonetheless. Don't forget the Tough Truck Series will be at Riverside on Wednesday, June the 24th at 8 p.m. 45-lap race in that great road course. It's Riverside International in the Tough Truck Series. Well, that's going to do it for me. Congratulations to Artur Vieta on getting the win here tonight in the Buschwackers Series. Great job to him. Another one in the bag for Artur Vieta. And a best of luck to the Brazilian soccer team in the World Cup as well. That's going to do it for me tonight, boys and girls. I am out of here.